Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mishlei, Chapter 1, Verse 3, Class 2, in the new season. Travis Armstrong is our right-hand man. Say hi, Travis.
Hello.
And let's go. Real slow. I'm going to follow in the Hebrew. We're going to get inside. Let's go.
Mishlei, Chapter 1, Verse 3. To receive instruction.
All right, stop. I like this. You know why?
Why?
Like the word is lakachat in Hebrew. Usually lakachat is like an aggressive masculine going after and grabbing it from you. But I see now when you said receive, that's like you throwing like the basketball in my chest. Like I took it. See the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Like you pushed it into me and I took it. So lakachat is like taking on that level, according to what you're reading. I'm not sure if that's true in the Hebrew. But as you're reading it, that's the connotation. Keep going.
Instruction in wise behavior, righteousness, justice, and equity.
Righteousness, justice, and equity. Now, equity we did last week, and I always encourage our listeners to follow along the previous classes before jumping into this one. Otherwise, you probably, at least on the Mishlei class, you won't really know what's going on. To tomorrow night's class, you don't need prerequisite work. Definitely on the Monday night Shar Gugulim, that is by definition, every week is a build-up. And Thursday, you don't need a prerequisite. Just for the record. Okay, lakachat, that's going to be very interesting to find out what lakachat means. Wise instruction. Musar hasekel, that's also going to be interesting. Tzedek, you called it righteousness. I'm not sure about that. And now we're holding at mishpat, justice. So if we know that Mesharim really was that whole equity issue, that was a great word, whoever translated it. Not the word that most people would think of. So let's we kind of call it like Tiferet, like the merciful, kind of blending, harmonious. I'm guessing, because we haven't looked it up, but tzedek, righteousness, will be like that kindness perspective. And we want mishpat to be gevura din. That's how it looks. We're going to come out of it with a different definition probably. So if you're throwing the basketball in my chest, like here, take that, right? Shape up or ship out. Lakachat musar hasekel tzedek u'mishpat mesharim. Now, I don't know what those three words mean in that weird progression. Lakachat musar. How do you define sechel? That's what it is. Tzedek u'mishpat mesharim. So we have to find out what mishpat is. It's between mesharim and tzedek, so we don't know which words link up, how it's going to go. It's justice in the English. Let's just see now how the Hebrew wants to go. Ready to follow along?
Yeah.
Number 3, lekabla. Mekabla. Mekabla means mekabel, which again, it's you receive upon yourself. So I think lakachat, it's a gentle taking. Like you're gently taking you're taking it in. We're in a pressure situation, and Travis, you're going to take it in. Mardusa de suchla. Intelligent counsel. It's faring up. Tzidkasa, whatever that's going to be. And we already had our last word, Mesharim. So the word is vidina, which really is the word din. The question is going to be, that's a good question, isn't it? What is din? This has been bugging me with the ger work. Because the whole thing I'm doing now, there's no ger toshav today, but there's din of ger toshav. What does that mean? It can't be just law. It has a much greater connotation. So this word mishpat really is going to be din. He's calling it justice. That's going to be our task. Is din, mishpat, justice? Rashi, tzedek, tzedaka, mimono. Yeah, because the whole equity issue is all about like the financial thing. I mean, equity is a financial term. mean, this is kind of like King Solomon the Marxist. It's very strange to think of it that way, but it worked out. If you followed last week, it really is like the kingdom of Solomon. So in that state of mind, tzedek, tzedakah mimimono. So meisharim is already a given that you're giving me money in a transaction. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's already assumed that's our relationship. Which, by the way, that's what ger is. The reason why ger toshav on the most minimal level matters is because the state of Israel cannot accept idolatrous money from the Canaanites. So when they reject idolatry and take on the 7 laws, that makes it allowed to have this verse. Give me 1 or 2 if you guys are with me on that. It makes it allowed to have commerce and interaction with our neighbors. Everybody here? Loretta, Ann, and Shannon. You guys here? No? 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Just me and Travis. Okay. We got some people. That's good. So it's just interesting. Again, I wouldn't have thought that we're talking real life. And what is King David says in Psalms, what is the meaning of life? I would say rainbows and butterflies and waterfalls. Wouldn't you, Travis?
Sure.
But what King David says is it's law, money, it's the world that we know. He says the world that you're born into is the real meaning of life. Your job is to follow the Torah, get the wisdom, and find the good in the real construct. It's like in the real matrix, our job is to find the good in the matrix, which is no longer the matrix. We don't want to escape the world. That's not a true thought. So money is part of Torah. It just is. There's all kinds of currencies and weights and all these things in the Torah. So money exchanging and going around is part of the Bria, part of creation. With that said, you better be tzedek and tzedakah with the money. So it's got to be in equity. It's got to be equitable in equity. That is what the verse is coming to say. Therefore, it's got to be righteous, whatever that tzedek means, and tzedakah. So I'm guessing it's probably, I'm just guessing. Let the money flow. Don't hold it back. But you got to be righteous in the money, right? So you don't say, "Oh, I'm supporting the world as I'm letting my money fly, and I'm gonna sponsor illicit affairs, or donate money to anti-truth causes." Remember the whole ice bucket challenge? Everyone was willing to give money to that. Now I'm not going to get into controversies about it, but statistics show there's like a very small percentage went to the actual cause. Whether that's true or not, I don't want to get into it, but we all know the concept exists that people want to give, and they give to things that are really a scam. So therefore, you have to give. You can't not, as Russell would say, you can't not give, but you got to give with righteousness. That's what it looks like in Rashi. Mishpat, again in Rashi, gives another kind of definition. Lishpot emes. Lishpot emes. I guess to judge truth. That's interesting. To take it in the wise counsel, tzedek umishpat umeisharim. So tzedek umishpat. Wow, that's very interesting. We definitely got to look up the word shvot. Mishpat, shvot from mishpat in the Hebrew. That's going to be one of the things we're going to do. Mitsudas David. Masha bein Adam lechavero. Very interesting. So we have a mitzvah to love each other. Right? There's the mitzvahs between man and God, and the mitzvahs between man and man. That relationship between man and man, it's got to be mishpat. Meaning, when you're friends, you don't lose truth. Right? If Travis, you let me $5, I don't have the right to rip you off just because you let me. You follow?
Yeah.
You're like, don't even worry about it. It's cool, man. It's $5. That cannot be the grounds of our friendship. Now, you don't have to like drill me, like call me every second. Like, where's the money? The Torah says. But at the same time, we cannot exploit our relationship. So it has to be firm. I like the word firm at this point. But we're gonna look into it. We'll do the Malbim at the end. We got all of our boys over here. We got that one. And yeah, not too many people are going into this. So it's like we got Rashi with the word to look up. And we got to look up din. So that's going to be, so basically we got to look up shvot from mishpat, din, and let's go ahead and go into the English, because I bet that Travis Armstrong doesn't know what the word justice means, do you?
I'm clueless.
I mean, where does that word come? I guess maybe from just, but I'm guessing we have no clue.
Well, I'd take a swing in the dark and say that Misharim is non-partiality.
The word Mesharim?
Yeah.
Did you listen to last week's class?
No, sir.
Well, then you have homework to do. It was dynamic. It was an extremely dynamic thing. To give it over will be impossible, which you know that. Give me a Merriam-Webster on justice. You got the link? Or me to give it to you?
Yeah, pass it along.
Yeah. The best definition we found was this word equity on Mesharim. What did you say?
Non-partiality.
How would you define non-partiality?
Giving reign to the righteous and the wicked.
Yeah, that's exactly where I went. 100%. Fairness.
Okay,
Fairness was one of the same type of thing. Go ahead. Give me real slow. Go with me, and let's see what we come up with. Go ahead. But remember the comment. Remember the context where we just came from, right? It's between man and man. We got to find din, like to judge, right? Integrity, meaning not moral integrity, but structural integrity. Right? We have a friendship. We have to maintain the integrity. I mean, in marriage, this is a big one because you have to maintain that a person's identity. People just disintegrate in relationships, so you have to uphold those strict boundaries of who they are. Otherwise, it just becomes dysfunctional and exploitation. So go ahead.
Okay. Simple definition of justice. The process or result of using laws to fairly judge and punish crimes and criminals.
That's nice, isn't it?
It is.
The process or result of to fairly judge and punish. So I would assume that if we live together, we should probably have justice, right? On a very simple, low-key level. Do you agree with that?
I would.
Process or result of using laws to fairly judge and punish crimes and criminals. I mean, really lightly. Obviously, we're not trying to kill our spouse. But there should be law and order in the home. Meaning not just, my marriage was in Hebrew called hefker. No law. I can tell you, no law doesn't work. You cannot have 20 captains on a ship. It doesn't work. So there's got to be, I think what we're seeing is justice is just like the law of the land. I mean, the Torah is a law book. You agree with that?
I do.
And it maintains the integrity. Go ahead.
Number 2, a judge in a court or law. In a court of law, excuse me.
A judge in a court of law. A court is like a basketball court or a football field, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to, where you were talking about impartiality, the house is partial, right? The law of the bathroom is not the law of the kitchen, is not the law of the bedroom, right? People are generally more cleanly cleanliness in their bathroom, standard of living, than, let's say, in the living room, right? Because the bathroom can go very foul very quick. So you have to stay out, and the man shaves in the sink, those hairs can't stay there. They got to go. But if there's like one hair on the couch, it's probably not the end of the world. So therefore, the court of law, you have to understand where you did the crime. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So you left the empty bottles of shampoo and conditioner in the shower, didn't you, Travis?
I did.
And we have a small shower, so it's cluttering it up. Can you maybe next time throw them away?
Sure.
Now, let's just say that in the living room, that really isn't the problem if you have an empty Coke bottle on the table, right? So there's the different courts of law will have a different judge, a different penalty, a different expectation system. And generally, I'm guessing people need to communicate clearly on where the court is, what the law is, and who the judge is. Can I get a 1 or 2?
1.
If you don't make that clear, it's going to be very hard to really communicate. You might not realize the court you're in. Let's just say that in the bedroom, I have my side of the room and you have your side. And you say, I wasn't aware we had sides. Well, you do now. Now you know. You have your side and I have mine. Please don't put your slippers on my side of the bed. And you're going to say, well, why not? We live together and I want my slippers on your side of the bed. Well, now you're pressuring me. I can't articulate well under pressure. You know that. I get nervous. I have PTSD. And if I could talk clearly, I would say, every morning I trip over your shoes and I'm like stumbling out of bed and it bothers me. But I don't know how to say that, so it's going to become a fight, right? So you really have to, in wrestling, you call it wrestling through the positions. And what I find personally interesting is that a city like Zion is where you realize things are not general. In fact, everything is highly specific. In the temple, everything has a place. Give me a 1 or 2. The Shekhinah is in every nook and cranny, and everything has a place.
1.
So in our lives, if you realize you have the Shekhinah, you will realize that you have infinite amount of places in your life. Where you're getting upset is you're not even acknowledging your own places. This is where, like, what's it called? Feng Shui, right? You don't even realize how you trip over your own stuff because you forget where your places are, or you don't appreciate or respect your own place. It's called self-respect on a very micro level. All the more so, you're probably not going to respect other people's places. This is why, when you're talking loud on the bus and the people tell you to quiet down, and it's kind of shocking because on this bus, blah, 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 we ride every day, we don't talk here. You got to recognize the court, the judge, and the law of the land. And I'm guessing, based on the flow, every situation that you find yourself in, which courtesy of my neighbor, who I'm learning this with him every day, that God creates every situation. Thus, we were learning it, my neighbor and I, that there's Shefa in every situation, right? There's God, there's divine providence in every situation. What you're teaching me tonight is that, hey, that's great. Life can be fun at the bank. That's amazing. Yahoo, bravo. But every situation has a judge, a court, and a law. Give me a 1 or 2.
1.
So don't take it for granted. Okay, yeah, we're rapping, and it was a hard day at the bank, and I met Travis. It's like, hey, everything's great with Travis now. God got me out of my situation, and I'm cool. It's all about me, and I'm the man. Well, no, you're not, because din. I think now we understand what din is, Travis. Give me a 1 or 2.
1.
Din is when you suddenly find that you're not God and you're not the man, and there's a court, there's a judge, and there's a law. 1 or 2.
1.
That's what it's looking like to me right now. And din is not a bad thing. Now, if we know that women are din, ladies of the group, am I right as a man infiltrating the woman mind that this is what triggers the din upon men? is that we are blind to this whole idea of the court, the law, and the judge. Can I get a 1 or 2 on that, please?
1.
Yeah, I'm coming through clearly here, Loretta. This is like what it is. All right. So Travis, you and I got a little lesson learned. When you're getting yelled at, when we're getting yelled at, this is just wisdom. Wisdom is oblivious. Bina is not oblivious. And what din is, it's a wake-up call that, yeah, God is here, and your way to go, your wisdom. Your wisdom's awesome. We love it. But there's a law of the land. I'm tripping over your slippers, and even though your wisdom is great, I don't like falling on my face and breaking my nose on your slippers. Give me 1 or 2.
Well, and much like you're saying, our second definition is describing a judge in a court of law as being the personification of justice, because hence his name, he's called a justice of the court.
That's right. It's good. That's good. Keep going with the definitions. Let's see if this thread pans out. I'm sure it will, but let's go ahead and go. Go ahead.
Full definition of justice, number 1A.
Oh, I just see now you just read that thing. That's good. Use as a title for a judge. Very good. Okay.
So the maintenance or administration of what is just especially, am I reading that wrong? The maintenance or administration of what is just especially by the...
Of what is just, like the path of the just. What is just, especially by the impartial and just. That's funny, adjustment. I want to look up, keep going by that thread. I want to look up adjustment after you do it. Go ahead.
Especially by the impartial adjustment of conflicting claims or the assignment of merited rewards or punishments.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said. That's a long sentence. Let's break it down. Ready?
Yeah.
This needs broken down. Okay. The maintenance. Now, already that's an awesome term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why I cannot have your slippers on my side of the bed, right? It's just going to get out of control. Then it comes the T-shirts, and then the clothes, and then the towels, and then the robe, and there's no maintenance there. I need to be able to maintain the home. I need to maintain the office. I need to maintain everything that we're in. Otherwise, it'll just get out of control, 1 or 2. There's a big difference between control. This is not a control trip. This is maintenance. Like every institution in the world has a maintenance man. Okay, it's called when the light bulb burns out, you need a new light bulb. We're not going to eat dinner in the dark, right? So don't hide the light bulbs or don't clutter my light bulb drawer with your stuff that I can't find the light bulb. All right, the maintenance or administration. I'm probably guessing that I don't know what administration means. What do you think?
I don't know that you do.
Let's do it. Everyone go ahead, go to Google, Merriam administration. Sean, you guys need the link for me? There we go. Travis, go ahead and give me over on administration if you would. Because I don't know what administration means.
Okay. Simple definition of administration: the activities that relate to running a company, school, or other organization.
The activities that relate. That's heavy. What does that mean? Activities that relate to running is company, school, an activity. Answering the phone. We need somebody to answer the phones. Is that true? 1 or 2?
It is. It is.
Okay, so administration would have a phone person and buying the phones. We need somebody to order product for our restaurant. Is that true?
We do.
So I probably need pens and paper, right?
Absolutely.
Travis, do you need to make notes of how much milk we have every morning?
Potentially.
Because maybe somebody wants to have coffee, and if there's no milk for coffee, it could be a problem with the administration.
All right, I'm writing that down.
So therefore, it's all these things. Again, Loretta, female constituents here, is this why we as men are supposed to notice when there's no more milk in the refrigerator to let you know that I'm going to go out and get milk on my way out when I go out this morning? 1 or 2. Because if we don't take note of the administration, therefore we shut down the organization, the company, or the school, and it makes a backload of activity that are not necessary or relevant to the company, school, or organization. We are doing stupid activities. When we lie to get out of it, we don't have to travel to the moon to get milk. Just pick it up. You should have picked it up last night on your way home when you passed the store when you realized we were out of milk. Travis, go ahead, next definition.
A group of people who manage the way a company, school, or other organization functions.
So if we're going to be married in a relationship or friendship, we have to be a group of people who manage the way it functions. We have to be functional together, a group, a family, as an administration. Right? The Katz administration, the way that our organization functions is we generally keep the house clean as we go. Right? So it's understood in our organization that when there's schmutzy things on the floor, we dust bust. We straighten the couches. That's our organization or administration. We are a group of people who manage that way. If you're going to come into our administration, that's what you would find. Go ahead.
A government or part of a government that is identified with its leader, such as a U.S. president or a British prime minister.
So every government needs a leader. Now, I'm guessing we probably have micro governments in our homes, right? The man probably governs his toolbox. She probably governs whatever she governs. I don't want to speak in cliche so much. But you know what it is. You govern what you govern. The other one governs what they govern. And you have to respect the administration. If you're dissatisfied with the government or the administration, there needs to be brought to equity and to justice. I know these terms are pretty harsh. I imagine with Kabbalah Tikkun and making them Kabbalistic in nature, it probably is how the world runs smoothly. I think the task is to put it from wisdom to Bina, obviously, to put it in female terms. I'm guessing this is probably what King Solomon is doing, is speaking female, ultra masculine. You guys concur with that? This is like hardcore female with hardcore masculine. Our job is to internalize it back into the feminine. 1 or 2?
1.
All right, so keep going now. You can just fly through these definitions of administration.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Performance of executive duties. Number 2, the act or process of administering. Number 3, the execution of public affairs as distinguished from policy making. 4A, a body of persons who administer. B, often capitalized, a group constituting the political executive in a presidential government. C, a governmental agency or board. Number 5, the term of office of an administrative officer or body.
This is incredible, man. That means our lives are little miniature governments. 1 or 2?
1.
I mean, the more you do tikkun, the government in your own life, is what it's about. But obviously, if you're going to be a tyrant and a dictator, that is the backside. You got to be able to do this. That's why righteousness is before justice. That's what it's going to come out to. Go back to justice, if you would, and take us through, where were we? I want to see what adjustment is first. I'm not convinced that's an easy one because it has the word just in it. So let's go here, adjustment. In fact, I don't want to do the definition. I want to do the etymology of adjustment. Etymology, adjustment, and adjustment, etymology, link here, copy, paste, click. Go ahead, follow me along, please, to adjustment, and go ahead.
From French, or else a native formation from adjustment.
Okay, so click on adjust, please. Go ahead.
To correct, remedy, arrange, settle, compose, to join, to bring near. Next, related to join.
Wow. So just is to join. Add is wait. How does it work? Add to add iuxta next to join. So to join. To join. Add just. So just is to join. Read the bottom sentence, please.
Influenced by folk etymology, derivation from Latin iustus, just, equitable, fair, meaning to arrange something as to conform with a standard or another thing, is from the 1660s. Insurance sense is from 1755, meaning to get used to.
That's
first
nice.
First recorded in 1924.
To get used to. How great is that, guys? To get used to. Travis, please read 1A. I want to focus on government and get used to in place of administration and adjustment. Go ahead.
As far as justice?
Yes.
The maintenance or administration of what is just, especially by the impartial adjustment of conflicting claims, or the assignment of merited rewards or punishments.
So I want to read it. The maintenance or government of what is just. Wow. You realize the chiddush there? Government is like the philosophy of what is just. Or the maintenance of what is just. I think we should drive 30 miles per hour on our street. Give me one.
One.
Because there's kids and so the government in our town, we believe that we should have a government about the 30 mile per hour speed limit. Like that should be one of the things that we talk about. And we should maintain the 30 miles per hour. So when the evil companies want to make a highway, remember those guys?
I do.
And they want to increase the speed limit to 40 miles per hour. We are against that, aren't we? Yes. We have a government duty that it's just not safe, and they're not maintaining our 30 miles per hour. So we're going to have picket signs and a protest to get them out of here. And we're going to use the media, the press, and the newspapers to show that we are against their cause. So when we see all these behaviors on TV and the internet, and in the mazel of the lingo, they are maintaining and governmenting what is just. One or two?
One.
Especially by the impartial adjustment. How would you define impartial, Travis?
Fair, equality, fairness, and justice for all, despite of age, sex, or race.
So, especially saying by the fair adjust, which means get used to. And by the impartial, get used to it.
Right, to bring near.
Of conflicting claims. What is just, especially by the impartial adjustment. Wow. Of conflicting claims. Yeah. Or the assignment of merited. Wow. Wait. What is just, especially by the impartial adjustment. So are we fighting the impartial adjustment of conflicting claims?
Sure.
The maintenance or administration of what is just, especially by the impartial adjustment. Right, that's right. You want to go 40 miles per hour down my street, don't you? Type 1.
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's an issue. I'm against that. I'm not against you, Travis. I'm really not. I don't know if I want to get used to another 10 miles per hour. You claim it's better for business. I think it's dangerous to 5-year-olds. We have to talk about that. We have to maintain order and government. Or the assignment of merited rewards. You can bribe me. Or you have to prove to me that it will actually make the traffic flow better, that safety compensation will provide better safety than the 30 miles per hour. Give me one or two.
One.
So if you're going to come to the table and you're threatening me, you better provide a more or compensating just system. Or punishments. If you go 40 and you hit somebody, you're going to lose your license for a year. So you see how government is using Band-Aids, right? It's creative. Justice works with more variables than one. Go ahead with 1B and invite turn shots. Go ahead.
B, judge, and C, the administration of law, and especially the establishment or determination of rights according to the rules of law or equity.
Wow, establishment or determination of rights according to the rules of law or equity. So this is why communication is a must. Communication has nothing to do with the fact that you claim you don't understand a word I'm saying. Communication is that if we get right to the point, we become tyrants in a new world order. Nobody wants that. So if we're going to speak effectively and still maintain our equity, we have to learn how to communicate. Because remember, King David says the meaning of life is this. Laws and contracts, that's life. It's the real fabric of existence. Travis, when you left your slippers in my house, I was upset, I almost tripped, and I wanted to prosecute. But I can't do that. I can't call you up and say, hey, Travis, next time you come over, I'm going to charge you $20 if you leave your slippers on my side of the room again. I can't do it. You're going to say, get lost. You're a nut. So I have to be creative in how I'm going to convey this so that it doesn't come across as a dictator. And again, I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm guessing this is why women hint to men, because we so much transgress on the slippers on the other side of the room that if they were to speak straight, it would be a dictatorship. And not because people are cruel, it's because men step on toes. It's what we do as men. It's what wisdom does. It is unaware of government. That's why men have government over them, because men are unaware. Am I right on this? One or two? On the being a representation. Yeah, so we have to basically, first is not take the law. First, we have to understand that there always is law. And it's not because the women put it on us. It's the way the world is created, according to King David. It's not just women. It's literally the matrix. Everywhere you are, there's law. We talked about this last year. When Travis, when you came over and you put your glass of water on my table and the glass was sweating, you got my papers wet and it smeared my writing. Remember that?
I do.
Why did you not ask where the coasters were?
Yeah, it didn't cross my mind.
Didn't cross your mind. You didn't think that I write here. You didn't see pens and paper, and you didn't think that it could be destructive.
No, I didn't.
So then you put me in a dilemma because next time you come over, I got to think, how am I going to tell Travis not to put his Coke there? Right? And isn't it just like, my mazel, he's going to go right to putting his Coke on my table. This is like a healthy challenge. I think this is why women are great hosts. They have that Bina kind of foresight to say, hey, Travis, let me get you a drink, and here's a coaster if you don't mind. Right? Before there was even a question of insult or weird energy, it was like, bam, there's your coaster. That's the property of Bina. Bina has foresight. Wisdom knows how to invent the coaster. It's just these are different creations in the world. So the goal is to embrace the law and then to sweeten it as much as possible. One or two?
One.
Keep going with 2A, please.
The quality of being just, impartial, or fair.
The quality of being just. Wow, that means getting used to. So that means, Travis, when you come over, I want you to know that you're basically in a prison, but you get used to it. Right? You got to take your shoes off at Rabbi Katz's house. Okay, it's fine. It's cool. Hey, it's like a party. We all have our shoes off. Yay! And we know that we can't talk loud at night because we'll wake up the kids, right? But it's cool. He's good with it. He's not like breathing fire. And you have to take the glass of water he brings you because it's like insulting. He's one of those people that gets insulted if you don't get a drink of water. He thinks that you'll think that his cups are dirty. It's insulting to him, so I understand that. And you got to shake hands and do all the whole, hey, how's it going, Travis? Yeah, we got to do all that. But if I'm good at it, this is called hosting. This is actually a skill called hosting. If I'm a good host, Travis will forget he's in prison. He can actually leave his prison whenever he wants, and he will get used to the law and the order, and he will be comfortable in his temporary cell. 1 or 2.
And he'll become a guest.
That's good. That's right. Right. The jailkeeper becomes a host, and the cell becomes called the cellmate is a guest. And this is Travis. You're gonna love this. This is how you do Tikkun Olam.
Yeah.
I think we solved it. God gives you a matrix of a jail cell and a jailer and these horrible words. Our job is to decorate and put pink pillows in the jail cell and call it a home.
That's it.
Keep reading, please.
The principle or ideal of just dealing or right action, i.e. conformity to this principle or ideal.
So I want you to conform, okay? You, Travis, generally don't drink water when you go to someone's house because you're just not thirsty. You need to learn, if you're a refined character, Travis, you will start to realize, you know what? Maybe I am thirsty. Who says I'm not thirsty? What, just because I'm not like dying after running 5 miles? That means I'm not thirsty? Maybe I should be thirsty when I go to people's houses. And then it's like, hey, Travis, can I get you something to drink? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. You have a glass of cold water? Yeah, sure. Come right up. No problem.
Here's a coaster.
You're refined. I'm refined. It's just, it's why does everyone offer me water? It's just the way it is. Let's say we're all wrong. Travis is right and we're all wrong. Travis, are you going to re-educate the universe? We should no longer offer you or anybody else water?
No.
So just take the water. Be thirsty. Why not? Conform. I know we're all non-conformists here, but seriously, it's okay to drink the water. Go ahead.
The quality of conforming to law.
The quality of conforming to law. Travis, just be a good citizen. Here's my challenge to you. How would you do a tikkun on that? A good citizen in nice tikkun terms is called what?
Taking a glass of water.
I say it's like being a guest. Is there another word we can use for a good citizen? A visitor. Again,
a stranger, a sojourner.
So that's it. That's it. Derek Eretz. Keep going. Number 3.
Conformity to truth, fact, or reason.
It's right. You know why people offer water? Because people are probably thirsty and they just don't know it. And just conform. You know what? I agree. I am thirsty. Okay.
Just a little thing called hospitality.
There you go. That's it. So we got justice. Let's now go to the etymology and justice it up. So I think we understand what justice is in terms of the Merriam-Webster, right? It's all these things. It really is the most amazing thing ever. Tikkun Olam. This is Tikkun Olam. How to turn ugly into beautiful, boring into fun. I mean, this is the King Solomon's super weapon of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Give me 1 or 2.
1.
This is how you become a positive thinker. This is how you become happy. This is how you become successful. It's how you are not bored. It's how you reverse the curse of Job, right? And you know what? You're right for saying that your life is horrible and that you're in a jail cell and everyone hates you and life isn't fair. You're right. I'll give you that. You're right. We hate you. We do. But you are empowered by God with justice that you are the maker of your own home. You have every right to sanctify the law. But you also have the right to take proaction and sweeten your reality and change the mazel and change the definition and live in Gan Eden in this world. One or two. You can bring us into jail with you, or you can invite us to your Gan Eden. It really is up to you. It is just up to you. And that's din. Din is when you have entered somebody else's Gan Eden. Right? You left your Gan Eden because Adam got kicked out of the garden. And you didn't realize it. You were Eve and you wandered into the snake. And you thought it was all good. It's like, yeah, I love apples, man. And God's like, who told you to eat from the tree? I mean, Travis, you walked in my house and you just took my food. And you're like, I thought we were friends. Well, we are, but not in my kitchen. We're friends like online and at Chicago conferences, stuff like that, but I don't want you eating my food. So now I just laid the law down. We now have a job to figure out how to turn this into Gan Eden. And the impetus is on you to recognize the judge, the law, and the court. And it's on me to turn my court system and my jail cell, my prison, into Gan Eden. Because really, I'm in jail myself for the apple, right? If you ate an apple in my jail cell, what I'm saying is I live in a jail cell. And if I don't want to live in a jail cell, then I need to turn it into Gan Eden. So that when you went in my refrigerator, my answer should be, help yourself. I'm sorry that I actually didn't offer you food. Obviously, you were hungry, and I'm being an idiot for not giving you food. My bad. I apologize on that. Mikasa, Sukasa, my Gan Eden should be your Gan Eden. Maybe one or two on that.
One.
Give or take based on circumstances, but we can figure out where to go. Did I give you the definition? I did. Click, please, on justice etymology. Click on the word justice, a bunch of definitions. Go ahead, Travis, and take us through.
I don't have the etymology link for justice.
All right, here we go.
Etymology of justice: the exercise of authority and vindication of right by assigning reward or punishment. Also, quality of being fair and just, moral soundness, and conformity to truth. From Old French, justice. Justice, legal rights, jurisdiction. From Latin, justitia, righteousness, equity. From justus, upright, just. Justice is the end of government. It is the end of civil society. It ever has been and ever will be pursued until it be obtained, or until liberty be lost in the pursuit.
Wow, keep going. This is good.
Meaning right order, equity, the rewarding to everyone of that which is his due. In English is from late 14C. The Old French word has widespread senses.
I hear you. Okay, where'd you lose me?
If you're talking, we lost you.
Meaning right order, equity, the rewarding to everyone of that which is his due. In English is from late 14th century.
Does everybody hear me?
The Old French word has widespread senses, including also uprightness, equity, vindication of right, court of justice, judge. In English, circa 1400 through 1700. Sometimes also with vindicative sense, infliction of punishment, legal vengeance, as a title for judicial officer, circa 1200. Justice of the peace, first attested early 14th century. To do justice to someone or something. Deal with as is right or fitting is from 1670s. In the Mercian hymns, Latin iustitia, is glossed by Old English, whatever that word is. I'd say.
So the left-wing liberals really are all about justice. All right? They're saying, like, why are you just, like, stepping into my personal space and ruining my space? You don't have that right. In halakha, it's called dalet amos, like 4 feet radius. Everybody is entitled to dalet amos. The right literally is not pro dalet amos. That's like a thing, right? You know, if I'm, I hate the whole transgender debate, but let's just put it this way, just in case to depict what they're saying. It's like I am a human being, even though I've chosen what I've chosen. I deserve my 4 feet radius. And the right is saying, you know, you don't have that right, so to speak. And the left is saying, we do have that right. And we're going to be so strict on maintaining that right. We want that right to go on everything. I'm speaking kind of just gross, just, you know, generalizations, but at least what the media is portraying, you know, it's very much, you know, the white man, you know, of Europe and went and colonized everywhere and had no regard for personal space. The real point is the word justice is coming to light in the political sphere of government. Now, justice, as we're doing it, is a fantastic word. My only question is, and this is a question I'm asking for an answer from Travis and everybody else. If this is din, right? Din is lo nachon. Type 1 or 2 if you know it when I say lo nachon means.
1.
All right. It means it's not right. Yeah, it's a jail cell. Okay. But you can't go around with, like, government lingo. I mean, that's what lawyers do. And it's not pleasant. So justice is certainly lo nachon. Because it's right. This is where you would say lo nachon doesn't mean wrong. Okay? You're not wrong for living your life like a lawyer or a judge in a courtroom. And you could literally take your family members on trial, technically. But how do we make it nachon? How do you take din? How do you? Don't tell me righteousness, because that's a different thing. This is the essence of Kabbalah. I just got done learning Otzros Chaim on Shabbos. If everything is din, the achrayim of Ima, it's called. This is the essence of Kabbalah. Because it's right. We literally do live in a jail cell in the Matrix. And when I leave my slippers on your floor, you are upset. And you want to prosecute. Type 1. You're upset.
1.
You know, you're trying to lie to yourself saying you're not upset, but you are upset. And if you're not upset now, you will be by the time I'm done with you. Right? I mean, you know, people, we have no limits. We upset people. And then, you know, we snap, and then we snap back into ourselves, and either we deal with it, fix it, or become abused and dysfunctional. 1 or 2. So what is the repair? How do we sweeten din? That's my question for you. How do you... Rachmi. So yes, Travis, you're a criminal in my home. But I have to be so merciful that it becomes something else. You're saying kill him with kindness? That's how you do it?
Well, you offer a coaster.
Right.
You offer a coaster and, you know, let it roll off your back. Yeah.
So the term kill him with kindness is a actual din, right? You have a din misa, capital punishment, because that's how I feel, right? You really upset me so much. If I would let my emotions speak honestly. So therefore, how do you deal with the crime? Kill them with kindness. So then it sweetens everything. And then I never got angry. You never got angry. Like you said, it just becomes called hospitality. Rechannel the energy. Why do you have to get so angry? Why can't you be the non-lazy one and get up and be the host and offer Travis a coaster? Oh, wait, what happened there? So why can't I channel my laziness and just do something different? I mean, that's what we're saying. That's the Kabbalah. You have so much aggression built into the coaster. Why, you're trained to think it's a jail cell and it's good to get upset. Just get up and give him the coaster. I mean, this is Ger 101. Go do mitzvahs. There's no such thing as just don't kill Travis. I mean, that's what Noahide backs you into the corner. When Travis comes over, I am in a jail cell because he's going to ruin my stuff, and I have a mitzvah not to kill Travis. So I become the victim in my own pity party. Why don't I get up and preempt and become hospitable and bring guests into my home and take care of it and go to whatever extent possible to make them feel at home as a home away from home, and there never was a jail cell. And this could be driving school, right? At driving school, I see that there's no pictures on the wall. I'm in jail. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Because there has to be a limit, because you never lose justice. That's why. There has to be a limit. The din never goes. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't become mercy. It becomes sweet and din. It becomes sweet and din. So if you're gonna come over and throw my glass cup on my wall and break it, okay, I'm gonna execute you in the court of law. I'm gonna have the police remove you from my home. I'm gonna get angry, righteous indignation. Okay, I'm gonna say, Travis, please, you do that again, I'm gonna crack your skull. Don't do that. This is how parenting is, right? The kid, took the crayons all over the wall. You say, buddy, the Katz administration doesn't draw on the walls. Please do not draw on the walls again, or you will be having your crayons in the trash can, and there'll be no more crayons for another 3 weeks. Right? You just got fined. You will now be cleaning up all the things on the floor due to your little artist episode. Right? So exactly, healthy Gevurah. That's right. That's right. It's another level. So Travis, give us the marshal here. Healthy Gevurah. I try to give you the coaster. You just weren't into it. You're making fun of me. You start making fun of me. There's Rabbi Katzel, mom on me, blah, blah, make fun of me. What is the healthy Gevurah that I should do to your obnoxious behavior?
Communication.
That's going to be some serious healthy Gevurah. How do I do that? You got me livid. You brought your boys over. It's make fun of Rabbi Katz time. You know how it is when men do that to the women. You want to get in a fight at home? You do that to the wife at home. You'll be, that's a good one to do. You'll be paying for that one. No, and what's the lesson? Nobody likes to be made fun of. What's the word for that again? What's the name of that when you make fun of someone to their face and they don't say anything? What's that called? Not belittling, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like
demeaning.
Demeaning. Yeah, and then they're so shocked. So men like to do that, but when men have it done to them, they don't realize how bad they're hurting over it. So let's say you're doing that. It's happening to me in my house, right? And it's getting a little bit out of control. No one's guilty. You're not trying to kill me. It happens. People get excited. It gets out of control. How should I respond? Because I'm feeling in prison now. You got me in prison. You're putting condescending. That's right. You're putting me in prison in my own home. I'm just not down with that at all. You're pushing my button hardcore. and I don't want to call the cops, so to speak, the anger police, and execute justice. So how do I do healthy Gavor here? Anybody? Ann, Shannon, Loretta, Travis? I mean, this is going to be break it or whatever. I got to really be savvy here because eggshells are going to crack real soon. No takers? It's uncomfortable. This is why most people buckle under pressure in this situation. It's extremely uncomfortable. I mean, how do you tell someone that you like and that you're friends with this and that you're pushing me to my limit? I mean, in fact, you know what this is called? It's called in-laws. Type 1.
Well, the key is to not get to the limit. The key is to be lighthearted.
That's the thing. You have to be so good and on your game, you don't even let me get condescending to you. That's the goal. And then you can fight back in your own mind and say, well, who are you that I have to go out of my way for? Well, if you want to complain that complaint, then why did you have me over in the first place? Why are you the one bound up in clip that you even have me over? It's your fault for having me over. If you don't want to get yourself in this mess, then you shouldn't have got yourself in this mess. But, you did. So since you did, you got to accept reality. Reality is we're in jail together. How are we going to put pink pillows in the jail cell? Right? I mean, everybody gets in the bad situation. Right? My driving school was a bad situation. The teacher was condescending to me. Okay. So you gotta outdo that person. You gotta be more awesome and more, what were those words we did last year? It was awesome and dynamic, right? Joseph, the righteous on your enemy. So the real kill him with kindness is be completely awesome. You gotta be so awesome that when you first sense they can be condescending, you got to hit them with the right jail cell mentality from kindness. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. We're talking, words you can't say in a Torah chat room, but somebody very caliber here. This is real caliber stuff. Super smooth. Like, if politicians were good, this would be the politician of life. Right? My friend was in the IDF in Israel. He said, this is the power of the Shin Bet in Israel. When they go into the Arab homes and look for bombs and stuff, he said, these guys make you feel like they're your best friend. I imagine we're, he says, how are you? Open the door. Now, this guy can have a shotgun in my face in 2 seconds, right? We're in the middle of Ramallah. They walk in, and I've seen these guys also. They are so overpowering. Okay. They smother you with this awesome gene. You see what I'm saying? They just super heavy. In a light way of like, hey, chaver sheli, my friend. In Hebrew, my friend makes sense. It's not so cheesy. But they just smother you. Almost like a seduction. You see what I'm saying? A healthy seduction of, you really don't want to be a terrorist right now. Because these people coming into our lives are terrorists. Right? They're doing the work of the Satan. They have a Yetzer Hara. God is testing us. We have to put the fire out of evil. This is really where your Yetzer is in the Or Makiv. It's coming at you from outside of you. I think we'll close on this note, but we're seeing that the real fight against evil is Eve has to put out the Nachash, the snake, before she ever even thought of giving the fruit to Adam, so to speak. See what I'm saying? The real test with Eve wasn't that she gave the fruit to Adam. The real test was, can you put out the fire of the snake before things go out of control? Give me one or two. And just to focus on Eve, not blaming Eve, to say the Garden of Eden had, I think the test was to keep it as the Garden of Eden. I think with the snake there and the law, don't touch the tree, eat the tree, you'll die, that became the test. Garden of Eden was New World Order jail cell. The tikkun of Gan Eden, the repair of the sin, was to keep it the Garden of Eden. And that Eve really should have risen up and just wiped out the snake with this type of wisdom, one or two. And Adam should have had her back completely. Pun intended, as we say that they're connected by the back, Kabbalistically. Adam should have risen up ultimately and been the king host of the home, and the snake would have been reduced to just cooperating with the Garden of Eden. We'll close out there. I think we have a good definition of Proverbs on the word justice. The real justice is the best government possible, and that is ultra awesome and dynamic, is how you stop crime